Hey guys, Comic Book Steve here again. Got another little haul for you. Some new releases and some back issue books. Nothing super amazing here. But yeah, let's get started. This is A-Force #1. Pretty awesome book. I enjoyed it. I don't really. I love the main series of Secret Wars, but I'm not quite enjoying the tie-ins as much because it makes the whole battle world thing a little confusing. This one wasn't. This one was one of the least offenders of that, and I enjoyed this one quite a bit. Although it being in the battle world scenario, kind of kind of diluted, I think, the overall main storyline for me. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna delve into it too much. But overall, I enjoyed it. I'll continue picking it up. Battle World #1, the Black Panther toy variant. I wasn't gonna get this, but they only had one issue at my comic shop, or one copy of this variant at my comic shop, and they usually order a lot of these books, so I figured why not. The story was alright. I like it's like an anthology kind of thing, kind of like the AVX verse during Avengers vs X Men, where it just takes various stories from Battle World and tries to do something fun with it. The first, I think they were pretty good. Um, yeah, that's about all I have to say about that. The Secret Wars #2, the variant edition. I picked up I picked up this variant. Sorry, I'm still a little sick. This thing is not going away. Uh, I picked up this variant because I really hate the Alex Ross cover that he did for the regular copy with Thor looking the young Thor looking derpy at the Mjolnir. I thought that one I couldn't bring myself to buy that one. So I got this copy which also has Thor's on the cover. Although the issue does not have Lady Thor in it, even though she's prominent on this variant. But I thought overall it was much better than the other cover. Uh, the unfortunate side of this is that I didn't take the time to take a look at the entire issue before I picked it up, and the back has a crease going all the way down it, which really aggravated me. So then the next day I went back and decided to pick up a variant. I got the Asad Rubid, I don't know how to pronounce his name, variant. At first, before I read the issue, I thought this variant looked kind of all over the place. But after reading the issue, I realized that it actually has a lot to do with the story. So I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, overall, Secret Wars 2 was an amazing book. I adored this book. I've read it a dozen times by now. I'm way into this Hickman miniseries. The tie-ins are hit or miss, and sometimes a little more miss than I'd want. I haven't read all of them though. But overall, the main storyline, I'm pretty hooked. Then we get into another tie-in, Spider-Verse #1. Not too crazy about this book. I did not like the art, and the story itself was kind of confusing to how Battle World's set up. Gwen was kind of discussing about how she has these memories of like another time. It was just really confusing. Since there's so many different Peter Parkers in different like zones, it really made this the whole Battle World thing kind of confusing for me. Because Gwen sounds like she's our Gwen from the Spider Gwen series, but does that mean she's the only one on Battle World? Because there's a lot of Peter Parkers, so which one is technically ours? There's one on the raft that came with the survivors, but then there's these other Peter Parkers. So how is this being set up? I know the main series isn't done yet, so maybe they'll explain how there's different versions of people, and yeah, because it's definitely confusing. And like I said, I did not like the art in this. I'll probably pick it up just because I'm a Spider-Man junkie, but not too on board with it. Planet Hulk was really awesome. This one I enjoyed almost as much as A-Force. I will definitely continue to pick that up. Convergence, Shadow of the Bat, number two. This is meh. It was alright. I only got it for Azrael. And then we get into Ultimate End, number one. I thought this book was pretty bad. I was a big fan of the Ultimate Universe when it first started, but it has gone downhill since then, and this book is not stopping that downward descent. This one was even more confusing for how Battle World's set up, because this made it sound like, I mean, the Ultimate Universe is already over. When this book was first solicited, I thought it was taking place prior to the incursion, and the cover would kind of make you think that it's the incursion happening. Looks like they're all looking at like a shadow of a planet about to crash on them. But this takes place in Battleworld after the incursion happened, and you've got two Manhattans in close proximity to each other, the 616 Manhattan and the Ultimate Universe Manhattan. But they're not. I guess they're not our versions of the characters. They are, but they only know of this world, and it's really confusing, and it kind of dilutes the Secret Wars number one, where we saw everyone die, and then they're back kind of in this issue, because you see the 616 versions of characters, but I don't know, it confused the hell out of me, and I really want Hickman to explain how Battle World is constructed and where Doom is plucking these people from, how they're organized, because I don't feel like this is the Ultimate Universe. I feel like this is the Battle World Ultimate Universe, and to me, the Ultimate Universe already ended. This is just like fake Ultimate Universe people kind of coming to grips with things, and they're living. And it's not. It feels like puppets, really. Like I said, to me, the Ultimate Universe ended in Secret Wars number one. They should have had a send off then, because now this just feels like puppets. I don't know. That's what I think. I like that they're trying to do a fitting end to the Ultimate Universe. Maybe it'll get better. I'm not going to pick it up. Maybe I'll check it out when it comes on to Marvel Unlimited or in a trade or something. Maybe I'll borrow a copy from someone. Overall, not enjoying it. And then we get Captain Marvel number 15. I only got this because it was the last issue of the series. Now it's going to turn into Carol Corps, and then I assume once Secret Wars ends, there's going to be a new number one, which is fine. So I just got this because it was the last issue, and it was a pretty good last issue if you follow the series. It's heavily tied into things that were going on throughout the run. So it was a nice cap on that. And then we get Thor number 8. So my money was on Roz Solomon, but clearly Jason Aaron wanted everyone's money to be on Roz Solomon. So spoilers here if you haven't read the book. It's not Roz Solomon. You guys probably know by now if you're into the comic community. It's Jane Foster. I thought that was kind of weird. I agree from a story standpoint. You can mine a lot more stories out of a character who's dying, whose death is being accelerated by becoming Thor. Sure, he has cancer, and then becoming Thor for some reason accelerates that. So there's definitely more story potential. I really fell in love with the idea of Roz being Thor, so I was disappointed. And I think I applaud like a mystery doing some misdirection and really like surprising someone. But I think that misdirection in my case backfired a bit, because I was so ramped up for Roz to be the character that when Jane Foster was revealed, I was like, no, I want to see Roz Solomon become an important character. I wanted to see her become Thor. So it kind of put a downer on the series for me. That's my take on it. Hopefully they'll do something with Roz. But yeah, overall I'm not terribly pleased. But the art and the writing is pretty stellar. disregarding the reveal. Some people probably like the reveal. I wasn't too crazy about it, but it was surprising. I'll give it that, definitely. I'll stick on with the book and check it out, see where they go with it. I'm interested in the story potential, that's for sure. Then we get into back issues. The comic shop that I go to in Brockton, New England Comics, they extended their 50% off sale. All New England comic store shops, it's like a chain around here, extended their 50% off back issue sale. So I picked up some more Spider-Man books that I didn't have. Annual 17, Amazing Spider-Man 687. I think that was one I got the past 2 weeks. I might be repeating, showing that from like a previous haul. Then we get this one I was really excited about. Amazing 316, never had it before. It's a newsstand copy, so that's kind of fun too. The guy had it in the back issue bin for $9, so it was $4.50 after the 50% off. So that was pretty awesome to me. I've always wanted this book. Usually when I see it in back issue bins, it's like $15. Or it's on the wall if someone has it. But yeah, I was really excited to get that. Definitely my biggest, one of my biggest wins of this haul. Then we get 248. I think I paid no more than $3 for all these, except for that Venom one. 248, 228, 224, and 205. 205 is a little beat up. It's got some spine roll going on there, and there's a bend up at the top. So not super happy with this. I think this is one of the ones I paid $2 for. It's not a huge loss, but it'll fill in the number gap that I had. But one day I'll probably try to pick up a better copy. And my birthday was on May 11th, so a buddy of mine gave me a copy of Amazing 160, so that was fun. Didn't have that one before. And then this is a let's see what we got here. I picked up a small My Comic Shop haul because I wanted to get one book in particular, but I didn't want to just order one book. So I got Sinister Spider-Man #1, the variant edition. I'll go into my Black Spider-Man collection. Then Spider-Man Family #1, the second print variant. Another one from my Black Spider-Man collection. And jumped on the bandwagon for this one, Thor 391. I've seen this in a few videos. First appearance of Eric Masterson, who becomes Thunderstrike and takes over for Thor at one point. I think there's some speculation that if they kill Thor in Ragnarok, that some other character will take over, some other person will take over the Thor mantle, and Eric Masterson was someone who picked up the hammer. I think if they're gonna do something like that, they would lean towards the female Thor. I don't want to see Natalie Portman as Thor. I don't like her as an actress, but I can't see them doing Eric Masterson. But I picked it up anyway because it's a good first appearance, and it's got Spider-Man in it, so it's a double one. I picked up another copy of Marvel Tulips, Marvel 2-in-1 number 63, first appearance of the Beyonders, who are a big part of the Secret Wars storyline going on now. And this was the reason I did the haul, or not I did the haul, that I picked up the books that I picked up from My Comic Shop. So I spoiled myself on the reveal of the new Lady Thor the night before the news broke about it on the 4chan forums. And that morning I looked at My Comic Shop just to see if this issue was on, they had this in stock, and they did, and it was only $6. So I jumped on it and picked it up. I was glad I did, because the book has been going, for the first week after the reveal, it was going for like 50 to 30. Now it's more like in the 20s. So it's cooled down a bit, but I still think it's a pretty awesome book to have. Glad to have gotten the book for cheap off of an online site before everyone became aware of the reveal. Usually I find out late, and then I go on to like one of the online sites and it's already sold out. So I was surprised to see it. I was like, wow, $6, you got it. Sold. 8.0 copy, so they say. Let's see. This one was $1. Captain America 341. Got that for the Iron Man vs. Cap stuff going on. This one's kind of weird because Iron Man's mask is gold, but his body is silver. Don't know what the colorist was doing there. I picked up another dollar bin one, Thor Vikings #1. This is by Garth Ennis, Max. I was surprised to see that they did a Thor Max comic. And I usually don't like Garth Ennis. I know he does good indie stuff, and people praise him for Preacher. I don't like Preacher very much. There's some elements to it that I enjoyed from the issues I read, but as soon as it got to the point where there's a guy screaming, "I am Arseface," I put the book down. I was like, no, this isn't for me. I don't like the goofy stuff. But this was, I wanted to see how they were going to handle Thor in a Max environment, and it's not like it's him fighting Viking zombies, so the violence that happens is all against like the undead, at least in this issue. So it wasn't like there was blood and gore all over the place, but it was kind of fun. I might want to, if I see other issues of this in dollar bins, I'll go pick them up. A friend of mine got this for me. I was in China. I was actually en route back to America when Free Comic Book Day was going on, so I missed out on going there. So I got Secret Wars and Divergence. My comic shop was giving those away if you purchased like $20 or more. So I got those, but I still didn't have this one. But a friend of mine had gone to Free Comic Book Day and picked this up for me, so that was pretty awesome. This was a good issue. This takes place after Secret Wars. Really glad to have it. Fun to see Miles Morales joining in the fun. We still don't really know who Iron Man is. Still it looks a little slender to me, so either it's a younger version of Iron Man, the artist sucks, or it's Pepper Potts. Either one. We'll see. And this was, I went to Salem, Massachusetts yesterday. There were 2 comic book shops there. I was really disappointed in both of them. I was expecting something fun to be found there. But I only picked up 2 books. Neither one of them are like gonna blow your socks off. This was in a dollar bin. Adventures of Superman $4.97. The dollar bin at this store that I went to was one of the most atrocious dollar bins I've ever seen. These books should have been like the 25-cent bin. This was like everything from the 90s and late 80s that you would imagine would be in a dollar bin. They had it. This book, I haven't looked up the price for this book, but I already had a few of the other Doomsday parts of the storyline, so I figured, why not pick this up? I didn't grab this because I think that there's some speculation going on that Doomsday is going to be in Superman vs. Batman, or Batman vs. Superman, however, whatever it is. I don't really subscribe to that. Maybe in like a cameo in like the after credits thing. Maybe they're gonna build to Doomsday, kind of like how Marvel's been building to Thanos. Maybe it'll be like a post-credit scene where he's like banging on the steel door or something. That would be kind of cool. But I'd rather them hint at Darkseid. Although I can see them not wanting to hint at Darkseid because Darkseid, even though Darkseid came first, he is kind of like Thanos. So then there's gonna be comparisons made by like non-comic fans, like, oh, that guy is just like Thanos. He's a super strong space villain that pulling the strings of people. So maybe they'll want to not go that route quite yet. I don't know. But I got it anyway. Just because I think I have 3 or 4 parts of the storyline already. So if I see him cheap, I pick him up. Then this was the other one I picked up. This was a little expensive, $5. First part of Spider Island, Amazing Spider-Man 667. I don't usually see this around. Usually when I'm looking through comic back issue bins, the Spider Island part our series um, is missing. So I haven't seen this particular issue in quite some time, so I picked it up for $5. I figured the new releases are usually like $4 to $5, so it's not uncommon for me to spend $5 on a book. I figured, what the hell, might as well. And yeah, that's my haul. That is all I got for you guys. Yeah, thanks again for subscribing, everyone, watching the videos, commenting. I love talking to you guys about comic books. I'm super stoked for Boston Comic Con in a couple of months. Really need a convention to go to. I also picked up some of my comic budget was spent on Disney Infinity, the Marvel stuff. I got a couple of the Marvel toys. I don't know how into games you guys are, but I might do some game reviews at some point for like superhero themed games. I wasn't too blown away by Disney Infinity. It's very like it's kind of like there's no purpose really to it. I mean, it's literally you're scanning toys into the game and you just do whatever with them. They don't really have there's not as much of a cohesive storyline as I would like. Like it's not like just unlocking new characters in this storyline like you would on a regular action game. You just kind of unlock them. Some you can't even use in like certain storylines, which kind of sucks. But anyway, going off on a tangent there. We'll do that another time, if I can get all the pieces together. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take care and keep buying those comic books.